Moving on now, and the United States is continuing its pursuit of leaker Edward Snowden. But what do the spying techniques he's revealed suggest about the future of spying?
When you see spies in movies or on TV, they look pretty cool. Whether they're gun-toting, gadget-wielding supermen, sleeper agents who spend years infiltrating enemy countries.
You can't call me at the embassy ever. You trying to get me killed?
Even the parodies of spies are cool.
Yeah, baby!
But in the internet age, is there room for the classic spy? The National Security Agency is the largest of America's 16 spy agencies, with 40,000 plus employees. And most of its spooks spend their days behind computers. But thanks to ex-NSA employee Edward Snowden, the NSA has been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons.
The person responsible for one of the greatest national security leaks in recent American history faces almost certain criminal prosecution.
It's why the United States is so eager to get their hands on Snowden. But it was the revelations from last week that had the world in a spin.
Europe's reeling from revelations that its leaders and citizens have been targeted by US wiretapping and mass surveillance.
The scale of the program is staggering. The NSA's been bugging 38 embassies and missions at the United Nations. Targets include France, Italy, Greece, India and Japan. But they've also been gathering vast amounts of data from supposed allies. For example, 500 million emails from Germany alone every month.
I feel treated as a European and representative of a European institution like the representative of an enemy.
But is allies spying on one another anything new?
Of course this kind of spying is against the rules. It goes back to a thing called the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. You don't spy on ambassadors and diplomats. But of course everyone does it. The Americans even had to rip apart their embassy in Moscow during the 1970s because it was riddled with bugs.
Barack Obama defends the NSA program on the grounds that it helps them stop terrorism.
As a consequence, we've saved lives. We know of at least 50 threats that have been averted because of this information.
I'm always a bit sceptical about the excuse that this stuff is to fight the terrorists, because terrorism is actually really quite rare. More Americans die in their bathtubs each year than have been killed by terrorism in the last decade.
So why else could they be doing it?
Intelligence has always, first and foremost, been about collecting information about diplomacy, about politics, about economics, about military matters.
Real-world spying efforts haven't been so sophisticated. A man accused of being a CIA agent was recently detained and expelled from Russia after being found wearing a blonde wig, a Boy Scout-style compass, and a type contract offering $100,000 for future spy work. What a pro. So the lesson here is, if you've got secrets you want to protect, the guy you need to worry about isn't James Bond or some dude in a wig, it's a nerd.
He can just hack into the computers over the networks. He can then monitor any traffic, look at any documents. It's a whole new ballgame.
I've always wanted to be a spy. Always.
Really? You're a doctor, a TV host, mate. Just focus.
You want to focus on something and get some spying action, don't miss the Americans. They're on Channel 10 tonight, 9:30.